Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, this is Ken Shuman for CSI, and we'd like to welcome you back here to the 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships, presented by CueSports International and sponsored by Obi and Kamui. Welcome, welcome. This is the second day of the 8-ball division and the second to last day of this event. And we're going to open up right here on our CSI stream table in the Kamui Arena with one loss side action between young Tristan Hansen and Danny Olson. We've got a great opportunity to see Tristan play here yesterday, and if you didn't see him, he's 12 years old and you're in for a treat. And I'm telling you, there's already a championship from the U.S. Bar Table going back with the Hansen family, because his sister Taylor, all 16 years old of her, won the 10-ball division here just 4 or 5 days ago. So let's take a look here at young Tristan, ready to break off in rack number 1 in a race to 5. Danny Olson's had himself a pretty good week too. Finished runner-up yesterday to Shane in the 9-ball division. Played very well also in the 10-ball. 22 years old from South Dakota. He is just a terrific young player. And he's a terrific young man as well. He's made a lot of fans here this week with his, not only with his play, but with his respectful demeanor to everybody, opponents, spectators, the game itself. Never ever once seen him do anything that's less than sportsmanlike, and he's got a hell of a game too. So happy to have him now as one of our future rising stars. And I guess if you play pool and come from South Dakota like he does, you've got something special. So we've kind of dubbed him South Dakota Kid 2.0. I'm not sure that's not really accurate. He's not quite at the original South Dakota Kids level yet, but if he keeps this up, he'll be there someday. So anyway, here's how we kind of set up the first part of today. Yesterday, because of the size of the field, it was essentially all winner side stuff throughout the day. There might have been a half a dozen or so matches on the one-loss side, but we're opening up today with one-loss side action for our first four rounds or so. I believe our first winner side match is going to come at 4 p.m. If that changes, I'll let you know, but I believe that was the schedule that Rick Jones told me earlier. So we'll start paring the field down as the day goes on, and we'll get into the A side here late this afternoon for you. Just in the way of other pool news from around the globe, if you haven't already turned on your computers and checked, we have a brand new World 10-ball champion, also no stranger to CSI, Ko Pin-yi, 25 years old from Taiwan, defeated Carlo Beato Saturday in Manila, which was yesterday for us, in a thrilling 11-9 victory to take the title. From what I understand, at one point in that match, Ko was ahead 9-2 and had like 2 or 3 balls left on the table to get to the hill, 10-2 for the championship. And all of a sudden, he didn't get out, and the next thing he knew, it was 10-9 in his favor. And he managed to get through the very final rack that he had to do, and has become the, oh boy, Danny missed the 3 in the side there, a bad miss. But anyway, so Ko comes through with his first world title to go along with a couple of his World Junior Championships. He did play younger brother Ping Chung Ko in the one of the semifinals. I think Beato played Kiamko in the other semi, but the older Ko put a whipping on the younger Ko. I think it was 11-2. And of course, if you recall from last July at the CSI Invitationals, each of them won one of those divisions, 8-ball and 10-ball. They also did play each other in one of those finals. And we certainly hope to see both of them this summer, again at the Rio for the US Open 8-ball and US Open 10-ball. So congratulations to Ko Pin-yi and also to Carlo on a great performance. Looks like Danny kind of get away with that miss on the 3. When young Tristan played, I think it might have been yesterday or the day before. I'm going to take a look here at my notes, see if I can see what happened there. Yeah, yesterday at 1 o'clock in Tristan's very first match, by the way, Danny with the first game here, as you could see, 1-0. While he's racking just a little more about young Tristan, he played his very first match yesterday, but let me go ahead first and also mention again that Kamui is the official tip of the U.S. Bar Table Championships, and Tristan is also sponsored by Kamui. He's also sponsored by OB, which is our other signature sponsor here, and it is the official cue of the USBTC as well. So Tristan's first match yesterday on the stream table here, he drew none other than Edgy Geronimo, a really strong Filipino player. And I guess maybe it was a little combination of nerves and first time in the TV arena, and he fell behind. I think it was either 5 or 6-0, and then he started to get a little bit relaxed, and he fought back to really make the match interesting and respectable. And from 6-0 down, He did lose the match 9-6, but he won 6 of the final 9 games, and made a couple of nice break and runs along the way too. So I think that probably help him to settle down just a little bit here. It's awfully important just to get that first game. So let's see if he can do that with an opportunity here. But it's just so refreshing to see these young players, not only with the ability that they demonstrate so early on in their pool career, but this young man and his older sister really have been taught well as far as, again, demeanor around the table, how they act, how they talk to their opponents and others here. It's a real ray of sunshine for the future of American pool, and I hope it just continues. I think Solids is a good choice here. I'm wondering if he's going to try to get to the 2 right now. He might have tried, but he didn't quite get there. Now he's actually got a tough shot. He is going to play the 2. No good. No, he did make it. Good shot. Moved the 14 out of the way. Cleared the pocket there for the 4 and the 6. Probably going to have to wind up playing the 4 on the side. I don't know if it goes by the 12. He's looking at the 1 ball to see if that passes. And whether it does or doesn't, it always will go in the side to the right. And the 6 will help get him there. Probably going to go down and get the 5 next. And I would think it will be probably the 4 or the 6 after this, of course. Kind of like if he could get right about where he is to play the 6 next and just bounce off the bottom rail near the 9, shoot the 1 on the side, and then he'll have the 4 on the side as the ball before the 8. That needs to put the brakes on. And he's just going to have to go 4-6-1 now, maybe instead of 6-4-1. I think maybe he can still get the 6 first. It all depends on whether he can get the cue ball in a good enough angle on the 4 to come over for the 1. And that's assuming it goes in the corner, and again, if it doesn't, he's got the right-hand side. So let's see how he goes about it. That little tap on the 8 is going to alter his plan now. He's going to have to hold that cue ball there if he wants to play the 1 in this pocket where he just went by, lower right corner. He may even have to bank this and come forward with inside to hold for the 1. I don't know that he can come around 2 rails for the 1 in the same side as the 4, because I think the 9 blocks that. Oh boy. Well, I liked his choice. I just didn't like the way he played the cue ball. So now he must kick at this. I think he's going to call it cross corner on his kick. And he also, no, he's called it straight in the corner where his left elbow is. He's got to be careful the cue ball off the one in the side, though. Well, he hit it. And he still has the 8 just a little bit tied up. I believe there may be enough access to play it where Tristan is standing. Again, does go in the side, but he's got 6 stripes he's got to take care of first. Well, this isn't really bad at all because he can just make the 12 and bounce out. He can shoot the 15, then shoot the 9 straight in the other corner and stop right there for the 8 in the upper right. I kind of think that's what he has in his mind for his plan. Doesn't want a big angle now on the 9 ball. Just right about where the 14 is. Maybe another half a ball out off the rail will be okay. Perfect. Good shot. Nice job. He ran the 6 stripes and the 8 following Danny's unforced error for position on the 1 ball. And he's tied the match now at 1. And he has the break. Again, all important break because he has won the lag. He'll be breaking in the odd numbered games. We're playing by BCA Pool League rules here, as all CSI events are. So this is a call ball and pocket game. Don't have to call obvious shots. You break the balls, you've got to either make a ball or send 4 object balls to the cushions to make a legal break. If you don't do that, your break is illegal. The game can't start until there's a legal break, so if that happens, the opponent would have the option of making you break over or breaking themselves. Ball is down. 2 balls down. And unfortunately, the cue ball resting right on the cushion. He does have a ball hanging in front of the left side. That's the 7. I think he can get to it. And again, as we've seen many times, a lot of situations, the balls after the break will dictate what group you have to take, as he pretty much is going to have to shoot the 14, which is on the foot spot, on the head spot there, or he's going to have to shoot the 7 in the side. Solids are the better group here, just because the 13 ball on the right rail is got no pocket. Five's a little tough there too, but he's got the 6 near the side to maybe open up the 5 if it doesn't slide by the 8. So it's all as it is. If he plays the 3-6 here, he's got to watch where the 3 goes. He doesn't want it to go down there and nestle anywhere near the 8 ball. But by playing the 3-6, he'll then have pretty good line on the deuce. And you can tell that the 1 ball is going to need a little attention. It'll go in the corner where he's standing or in the other diagonal corner. Pretty soft here. Well, that's okay. That's really good, because actually now the 3 is laying very well for him to move the 5 if he has to. But it's still the 1 ball that's giving him a little concern here. The 2-4 you can see he can take out right now. So let's see what he does with the 1 ball. Good effort there. Tried to move it a little bit. It will go in the lower left, but he still has to get on it. So, will he move the 5? Yes. Oh boy. I don't think he can hit any of the solids straight on. Maybe he can clip the 5. I don't think so. If he can't, he's going to have to do something here. Maybe back kick it, play safe. I don't know if you can see on the right above the OB banner there, right above the OB logo itself, that is older sister Taylor. Oh, he could make it. Excellent. But now what? Oh, he scratched off that little kiss. Oh, boy. You can hardly fault him for that. He made a really nice shot on the 5. Just got that slight graze off the stripe. Sent the cue ball right in a drink. I'd shoot the stripe next to the 1, start things here. But he's decided to do other than that, so maybe that stripe isn't that big of a problem for him. It's actually a much better pattern than even I thought of by starting with this ball, because this is actually played much better. And Danny cleans up as you would have expected him to do so. And he now leads in the match 2-1. OB is the official cue of the U.S. Bar Table Championships, and they are also a proud sponsor of young Tristan. I'll tell you, there's been some terrific innovations from OB in the last couple of years. Not that they weren't kind of cutting edge from pretty much from the get-go back 6, 7, 8 years ago. But they continue to evolve their product and have now got quite a few of the top-level professionals proudly playing with their equipment. And it's nice to see some of the younger players using the OB product as well. So here goes Danny with a 2-1 lead. Ball is down. Quite a mess there in the triangle. 3 solids and 2 stripes right near the 8. Actually, in 4 solids, that's the 1 ball in the middle of the triangle. I don't even see a ball in that cluster that he can shoot that have a pocket to allow him to open things up, unless it's the 1. That's the only ball he's looking at there. And of course, he can shoot stripes or solids here. He does have both groups to start with. Hit that a little rough, but it's okay. Shot right here. Uh-oh. Gee, it doesn't look like he can cut this 3 in, does it? He's going to bank it cross side. Excuse me. All right, well, Tristan with an opportunity now on Danny's break to get the game back that he just gave up. He can certainly shoot the 13, and that's obviously the ball he has to shoot. But a lot of this is going to depend on whether the 11 passes into the same pocket as the 13 ball. If it does, there's no need to run into anything. Not sure he can completely avoid the 7 ball with the cue ball, but as long as that 11 goes, if he catches the 7, he shouldn't miss the 11-8. He may even miss the 7 altogether. And he did, and look how perfect that was. Well, maybe one roll too much. He's trying to get behind that 12-15 there, excuse me, to play him in that upper right. And I think he can either do that anyway, or if he shoots the 10 and goes into him, he's got to make sure he doesn't hit the 12 right on the nose and freeze to it. You're going to have to glance. I think the 12 is still the right shot here, though. Cue ball should maybe trickle towards the 5, but he didn't like it, so he's going to go this way. You know, we all do that quite a bit, I'm afraid, when we're trying to break up a little cluster. You get it all planned out, and then you get down over the shot, and you kind of forget that you've also got to make the ball. You're so focused on the cue ball going into the object balls that you're trying to move. And we've seen that happen kind of frequently here. Now, if the 8 won't go, the play here is to draw into the right side of the 11 very gently. So you would have the 3 as a safety ball in case the 7, well, the 7 shouldn't go too far here anyway, but just in case. Didn't have the angle to do so. So I would expect that maybe the 8 is makeable either in the corner or the side. He's having a long, hard look at it. Can play shape for either pocket, or he may even have to go into it if it won't go either place. Now we know. Nicely done. A lot of good thinking there, good shot selection, and good execution. Brings Danny to 3-1 now. The largest field in the history of the U.S. Bar Table Championships is playing right here at the Grand Sierra Resort, our official host and one of our official sponsors of the 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championship. Love our new logo there, the big shield, all-American colors. Wave that flag. And as I was saying, just a massive record-setting field in both men's and women's divisions here on the 8-ball. 240 men, 70 women. 310 just in the 8-ball. Ball, 10 ball. He has shots on both groups, of course. I think solids are the preferred group here because of the stripe below the 1. This is the key to getting through the rest of them. He's got to get the cue ball sort of in the vicinity of where it is now. Wouldn't like it that close to the cushion, but anywhere within about a 6 or 8 inch diameter of where he is now will be fine. A little bit of center left here. Oh boy, kind of took his eye off it. I'm going to chalk that one up to a little bit of nervousness because that's really a shot that this young man has demonstrated he can make with regularity. Might have just got a little ahead of himself in his thinking because he had done all the hard work, and that was really the key ball to allow him to finish out the rest of them. Really, Danny has pretty much had his way with every opponent he's had here. This is maybe his 4th or 5th match on the TV table, and the only guy that he's had trouble with is SVB. He lost to him in the hot seat yesterday in the 9-ball division, and then fought his way back from the left side final. Had another crack at Shane, but Shane was not going to be denied. But you can see just what a nice pace Danny has. Yeah, he's a little deliberate sometimes when he's got a decision to make. But when the balls are just laying there, he's just very, very confident, very aggressive stroke. Gets through the cue ball beautifully. And this will take him to the hill. So unfortunately, Tristan had to pay once again for his unforced error. And now his opponent has a chance to close out the match. With today being such a big day as far as elimination of players, you can track all of that action live as it happens on either the ctsondemand.com website, or you can do so through Bad Boys Billiard Productions website, which is badboysbp.com. And if you happen to stop by there at Bad Boys, please take a minute to check out joining up into the Bad Boys Club. 25 bucks a year and an excellent number of benefits for that. So hopefully you have a chance to take a look at that, and I'm sure the Jones family will appreciate it. Danny breaking for the match. He's pretty much going to have to take the solids here, just because the opening shot, he has really no good stripe to shoot other than the 9-10 combination. The 5-13 behind the triangle, whichever group he takes is going to need to be opened up, and there is a stripe and a solid nearby. I think the 12 is a better ball to open those up with, but that would require him to start with the 9-10. So all those things go through your mind when you're looking at your opening shot, you're assessing the layout, and I think he realizes that, and he will shoot the 9-10. And that's precisely the reason that he chose that shot, is because he wants to use the 12 to open these up, or if possibly the 5-13 is either dead, or if they're frozen, it's easy to throw into the pocket, and he can do that with a 12-5-13 combination. So either way, his decision making for which group to take was based solely on that 5-13, and he definitely made the right choice. He would have liked to have been straighter on the 9. He may have to wait a minute or two here before he comes down for that 12. And again, I'm assuming that that 5-13 is fairly easy to throw into the pocket. See, this is where he will take quite a bit of time making up his mind. He's looking at all of his options. But once he decides, he will go for it pretty quickly. That's not bad, really. I mean, he's got the 11 in the side. Well, obviously, he's going to scratch, and that means that Tristan has an opportunity now. The way Danny played that tells me that that 5-13 was too far out of the pocket, and he didn't want to shoot the 12 into him to throw it. If I had to do any second guessing on that shot, it might have just been the speed, because I think if he went into it a little softer, all he needed was 6 inches of separation between the 5 and the 13, and he could have kept the cue ball right there for the 12. Going into it at that speed, you really not only are risking where the cue ball is going, but you really don't know where the other object balls are going to wind up. And it's always something you want to try to do, is know where they're going after you hit them. So let's see if Tristan can take advantage of this, get himself on the board, and he has the break in the next rack. Like to be somewhere near the 4 ball to shoot the 3 next. think he's going to be forced to shoot the 4 in the side now and come around the 13-8. And that's really okay. There's very little danger of scratching in the side here. So, just a high ball, no English. Just hit before the side pocket. Perfect. Now here you want to make sure you go too far rather than too short. I'd kind of use the 12 ball as your target. And if you don't quite get to the 12, you're perfect. Nice job. That's the way to make your opponent pay. Good job, Tristan. 4-2 and the break. $5,000 added in the men's division and $1,000 added in the women's division by CSI, as they did in both 10-ball and 9-ball. Paying a little deeper here in 8-ball due to the sizes of the field. The men will be paid through 64th place and the women through 16th. So roughly a quarter of the field. But a big payday for the 8-ball men's champion, $6,500, and the women's champion will receive $1,125. I'll give you the rest of the payouts here as we go through the morning. He's got really good timing for a small man here on the break. Watch how solid he hits these. Now, actually, wasn't his best effort. Kind of raised up a little bit, but he does have a good break for a featherweight. I actually kind of like the stripes here because there's a couple of balls near the triangle area that can be used to open up the 9-10. He could start with the 11 if he wanted to drive the cue ball into the 9-10 and hopefully have the 15 ball there as an insurance ball. That's what he thought too. Just a shame that he rolled a little too far. Now he's going to have to shoot up table, probably at the 12. But what he has accomplished is he's got all the stripes open. So now it's just a matter of keeping control of the cue ball and executing your shots. Oh. Well, all the solids are open too. Danny may have to, well, he's obviously going to start with the 1 on the side. But yeah, it's the 6 ball that's going to be the issue for him. It has neither corner pocket. I may go down where, kind of where the pocket where the cue ball is. Wants to move the 6. Good shot. Now the 6 goes. That is not ideal because he's going to have to sort of pound the cue ball here to get it over for the 4. Right in between the 12 and the 10, I think, is the path. Nice. I want to be straight. Still a lot of work now to get on the 8. Yeah, he's either got to do that or he's got to come dangerously close to the corner pocket with the cue ball to play the 8 in the side. And I do believe that is a much better choice. Subconsciously, you may come short here because you're afraid to scratch. But I think he can get the cue ball just a touch off the rail. Maybe even hitting rail first a little bit here to help get it off. He did that. So 8 in the side to close out the match. And nicely done. Danny Olson, 5-2 over Tristan Hansen here in our opening match. So we're next up at 11:30 with another one-loss side match. As soon as we know the players, we'll let you know. And we'll be back with you in about a half hour, everybody.